printing is a technology that lets you take a digital file and turn it into a physical product.
Almost anything you can imagine, people are creating. I think it's going to open up whole new opportunities in areas of mass customization. 3D printing is this amazing new technology where you can take a 3D digital file and with the click of a button use that file to create an actual physical 3D part dimensions, and the possibilities are limited only by your imagination. People will create their next big invention, or engineers and designers create small production runs or little prototype.
Shapeways is an online 3D printing community and marketplace. Anyone in the world can upload their 3D model and we'll print it for you. And then also, if you decide you want to make it for sale, you can sell it and we'll produce it on demand for that customer wherever they are in the world. You can essentially bring a product to market with no risk. You don't have inventory anymore. You don't have to make sure that there's a market ready for your product. If you sell one, that's awesome. If you sell 10,000, then all of a sudden you have a passive income model, and that radically changes the economy.
So-called vertical farming could involve multi-tiered city farms in future glass skyscrapers or pyramids. Such stacks of artificial fields would allow city dwellers to harvest crops all year round in areas without available land. They would also significantly reduce the energy required for food transportation, would lower crop loss associated with shipping and storage, could recycle their own water, and, within their sealed environments, may even use fewer pesticides.
Almost a utopian idea of vertical farm. We're not really waiting on technology. Technology has sort of makes this possible because we grow lettuce in hydroponic farms currently.
This is Singapore's farm of the future. Instead of taking up large tracts of land, these plants will grow to maturity in troughs like this, stacked on aluminum towers. It's called vertical farming. Sky Greens has patented this system of rotating vertical racks. Instead of watering from above, the troughs of plants slowly rotate up and around the towers, eventually passing through a base of circulating water.
The building aims for self-sufficiency, generating nearly all of its energy, collecting rainwater, growing food for local distribution, and providing quality, compact residences made from retrofitted shipping containers.
We can actually see the water tanks. We might even be walking between the water tanks at the street level. We'd be walking past the restaurant that was serving the food from the roofs above.
In December of 2007, a ton of liquid asphalt was $175. We're getting quotes at over $1,000 a ton now. Asphalt has gone up so much because it's petroleum-based. I don't believe we're going to have the ability to build asphalt roads in 50 years.
1,000 square miles of road surfaces, parking lots, and driveways in the lower 48 states. If we covered that with solar panels, just a 15% efficiency, we produce 3 times more electricity than this country uses on an annual basis. And that's almost enough to power the entire world.
In fact, glass can have as high a strength as steel. We know how to manufacture glass. We know what photovoltaics are. We know what we have to do to protect glass from damage. We know what it takes to lower manufacturing costs.
Solar Road Panel has a 32 by 32 array of individual electronic modules. Each of these have LEDs, 3 white and 3 yellow. We're sending commands to the microprocessor wirelessly. The microprocessor determines which of the LEDs are lit up. And we can spell words this way. There's a total of 6,072 LEDs in the prototype. So we can spell just about anything we want in there. Somebody steps off in dark clothing onto a crosswalk in front of you, that crosswalk starts to flash, the road in front of you starts to flash, it gets your attention, tells you to slow down. We want to pull the garbage out of landfills and out of the ocean. We take that trash, we turn it into little pellets, we mix that with organic material to make the internal support structure for our solar panels. It's time to move on. We can make better roads. We can make intelligent electric roads which enable all electric vehicles. Let's move on, put fossil fuels behind us and move into the 21st century.
Hey, here's Gemma Solar. You can see it just below us now. Thousands of these heliostats, these revolving mirrors. It's just amazing. Feels like we're looking into the future.
So these are just glass, are mirrors, and they are reflecting the light on top of the tower.
The reflected sunlight from the 2,650 heliostats combined can generate enough electricity to power 25,000 homes.
Solar towers are only one of many concentrated solar power technologies, or CSP. Parabolic troughs use curved mirrors to focus sunlight on a tube filled with oil. The sun's energy is concentrated almost 100-fold. The oil in the tube is heated up to 500 degrees. The hot oil boils water, which generates steam to drive a turbine which produces electricity. CSP plants have been operating in America for decades.
In the case of the US plants, which were built in the 1980s, they have paid off their loans, and currently they produce electricity at around 3 cents US cents per kilowatt, which is among the cheapest form of electricity in the world today. Cheaper than nuclear, cheaper than coal, cheaper than any other fossil fuel source.
Drivers whizzing past on the 210 freeway through Pasadena have no idea that a stone's throw away from the fast lane is a lush but tiny Eden, a 4,000 square foot farm. It not only feeds a family, but revolutionizes the idea of what can be done in a very unlikely place, the middle of a city.
This is city living.
Jules and his children grow almost all the food they need, and everyone pitches in.
5 pounds of grapefruit.
His daughters, Anise.
We have another guy coming to pick up.
And Jordan.
Yeah, are you done? Okay.
And his son, Justin. Their produce is organic, and their animals are, well, friendlier than average.
Say hi. Say hi.
We have eight chickens, 4 ducks, and 2 goats. I joke with people. I said I think my animals fit better in a city backyard than a lot of dogs in the neighborhood.
The ducks and chickens lay thousands of eggs a year and keep the bugs in check. They raise 400 varieties of vegetables, fruits, and edible flowers. 6,000 pounds a year, enough to feed themselves with plenty left over. And with the current passion at high-end restaurants for local pesticide-free produce, chefs are literally beating a path to their door. The family makes about $20,000 a year from their front porch sales. They use it to buy the crops they can't grow, like wheat, rice, and oats.
I would say at the beginning, I didn't really believe I could do it. I had some doubts because I kept thinking, this place is too small.
What did the family think of that whole approach?
They thought it was strange. They thought it was. My daughter wouldn't come out of the front yard and visit with her friends because they said, "What's up with your dad?" They wanted to know what was going on because I was making some radical changes here.
The Dervaes have no ugly commute. They avoid office politics and will never get fired.
What happens when something's out of season?
We just don't eat it. You're out of luck. It's out of season.
There are no microwave ovens in this kitchen, and no Cuisinarts either.
We have, gizmos, but they're just hand-powered.
What little electricity they use is generated by these solar panels. They spend even less on gas. This is their biodiesel brewing station.
So this is just used grease from restaurants?
Yeah, they use it to fry onion rings, french fries, anything you would fry.
And you get it free?
Yeah, free and delivered on our doorstep.
Dinner time, the time when it all pays off.
Is it going to be inside or outside?
Oh, no, it was supposed to be outside.
They all say they love urban homesteading and can't imagine living a typical consumer-driven life. At the end of the day, some not-so-back-to-nature activity. Visits to their websites have grown dramatically. They get about 6 million hits a month from others interested in this grow-it-yourself revolution.
Growing food yourself is a dangerous act because you're in danger of becoming free. We're all in the same boat, on the same planet, and there are people now asking deep questions about the future of the planet. And they're willing to do this. They're willing to take a risk.